Good morning, everyone. I want to kind of go over today's assignment. This assignment is for today and tomorrow, due at the end of tomorrow, ideally. Um, it is a phase of the moon Webquest. Best thing you can do probably is print this out, complete it, and then either do the cam scanner or take a picture and submit it that way. Just make sure if you do the picture that I can see clearly your answers. Okay, task one here is looking at the phases of the moon. There's going to be 8 major phases of the moon, and in the top of each square, right in this area, you are going to write the phase of the moon, and then in the circle below it, the circle is going to represent the moon surface, so you're going to want to shade in or fill in somehow the part of the circle that we cannot see, so only the white portion that's remaining represents that phase of the moon. So if we go to our link here, it looks like this, and it shows you phases of the moon. So at the new moon, our first phase, we can't see anything. It's all dark. You can go through and play the simulator and you can see how things kind of change. Or if you would like, you can just hit the forward button, and this will take you to each of the 8. So the first one we see is a waxing crescent, and you would shade in this portion of your circle so only this crescent is what we see. And then you just continue on to get to the remaining ones. When you go up to task 2, it's basically just some definitions. So there is a link to a glossary there. Now, task 3 is a moon phase calculator. What I want you to do is pull up what your date of birth would be and tell what the moon phase is, and then color in this moon so it represents your birth moon. And then pull up what the moon phase would be for your birthday this year. Oops, I see that says, can I change it? Oops, sorry about that. Your birthday in 2020 this year, write down the moon phase and color it in. So just kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. This one you just put in the month and year of your birth. So if I were to do it, going back quite a ways, we get to, whoops, not quite that far. Okay, my date of birth is August 1st. And what we can see is that here the end of July, it would have been a full moon. And now that full moon is in the process of getting smaller and smaller. So we are in the waning phase. It's more than half, so it's a waning gibbous moon that I was born under. So you would just enter yours information, and then, like, again, if I were to go to this year, I will be looks like just going into a full moon because the right side is being filled in. So I'm going into a full moon. So this is a waxing gibbous. Okay. Continuing on, task 4 is another moon calendar for this year. Just to give you a little bit different approach, I went ahead and gave you a different link. For this one, when you pull it up right there, it tells you March 2020. So you would basically just be looking at this and recreating it, shading in the area that we don't see. And you notice that as you scroll across this, it's going to tell you it's a waxing crescent. Crescent because it's less than half. Waxing because we're just after the new moon, approaching the full moon. Okay, and just to kind of see, when I said for August, And right here we have the waxing gibbous on our way to hitting the full moon. And it just keeps telling us that we're waxing gibbous until we get to the full moon. And then we're going to start with our waning gibbous and so on. After doing the calendar, task 5 is basically just answering these questions based off of what you filled in. After you fill those in, you can go back to, oops, not that one, excuse me, this one, and kind of just double check that you have labeled the days correctly. I hope this makes sense. I hope that this will help you in doing your homework. If you have any questions, as always, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.